Hey guys, what's up? Seems like there won't be anything left for Samsung to announce at the Galaxy Unpacked event, as we have almost everything there is to know about the S21 series, especially the S21 Ultra, which looks to be the best of the lot. Now, a new leak from Roland and WinFuture gives us the complete spec sheet of the phone along with the prices, and to be honest, it looks delicious. The S21 Ultra tries to fix everything that was wrong with the S20 Ultra, be it the design, the display or the camera. It gets a slightly smaller 6.8-inch Dynamic AMOLED 2x Infinity O display, but what has changed is that the phone will be able to support 120Hz refresh rate even at the maximum resolution of QHD+, which is one of the things that was missing from the S20 Ultra as well as the Note 20 Ultra that came after it. The next major improvement comes in terms of the camera, so the phone gets a quad camera setup similar to the predecessor, but replaces the not so useful depth vision camera with a 3x telephoto lens, which I think makes the camera setup that much more capable. On top of that, the phone also gets another 10x telephoto camera for that awesome zoom range. The front camera is also back at 40 megapixel after a brief stint with the 10 megapixel sensor on the Note 20 Ultra. Not sure as to why did Samsung do that, but you get a similar 40 megapixel unit as on the S20 Ultra. There's also a 25mm lens on top of that sensor for wide selfies without getting a fisheye effect. So the setup seems to be really good. Samsung seems to have made the best decision in terms of the hardware, and I just hope that the software does justice to the hardware on the phone and it manages to be on par with the best of smartphone cameras out there, if not better. Apart from the display and the camera, the thing that excites the most about the S21 series, at least outside of the US and China, is the Exynos 2100, which is expected to finally be on par with the Snapdragon 888 in terms of the benchmarks, with the S21 Ultra scoring over 1100 points in the single core department and over 3800 points in the multi-core department in Geekbench 5. Now, I know benchmarks aren't everything and the Exynos 2100 might still lose out to the Snapdragon 888 in terms of graphics performance, but the fact is that this is as good as Exynos can get until AMD comes into the picture next year. It gets 12GB of RAM, which can go as high as 16GB, and comes with 128, 256 and 512GB of storage. Exynos 2100 also gets an integrated 5G modem this time around, which should help in better performance as well as safe battery, which wasn't a problem with the 5000 mAh battery on the S20 Ultra, so it shouldn't be a problem on the S21 Ultra as well, as it gets a similar 5000 mAh cell with 45 watts charging. Now, it's good to see that the S21 Ultra will get 45 watt charging support, which was removed from the Note 20 Ultra for some reason, so that's nice to see, but seems like Samsung deliberately removes some features from the two series to make them different from each other. This being one example of that, and the other one is the 10 megapixel front camera on the Note 20 Ultra, down from the 40 megapixel of the S20 Ultra. Anyway, we are heading towards the end of the Note series, with the S21 Ultra and the Z Fold 3 getting support for the S Pen, so this would eventually end. The S21 Ultra would get almost all of the features of the S Pen, it seems, as the FCC documentation has revealed click and hover functionality, which is what you would expect from a Note device. Now, the S20 series was one of the most expensive S series launches, with the S20 Ultra selling for as high as $1,600 for the 512GB variant. However, Samsung is expected to reduce the prices of the S21 series, and we have the European prices of the phone, with the S21 selling for €849, the S21 Plus starting at €1,049, while the S21 Ultra might retail for €1,349. You also get double the storage for €50 more. You can expect to pre-order the device from the next day, but you might get less time to pre-order them, as Samsung is expected to offer less than a week to pre-order the devices in its home market, which starts from the 15th and might go on till the 21st. That makes it the shortest pre-order window for a Samsung flagship in recent years. Anyway, we still have to wait around 2 weeks for the devices to be available in the stores. Also, Samsung's marketing slide that compares the Galaxy Buds Pro's specs with the Galaxy Buds Plus and the Galaxy Buds Live have been leaked, and it reveals most of the features of the new truly wireless earphones from Samsung. It uses a dual driver setup with an 11mm woofer and a 6.5mm tweeter, similar to the Galaxy Buds Plus. There are 3 microphones on each earbud and an in-ear canal fit for improved active noise cancellation compared to the Galaxy Buds Live. They also feature improved ambient sound mode, conversation mode, adjustable ANC levels, and 3D spatial audio just like AirPods Pro. There's an IPX7 certification for sweat and water resistance, which is an improvement over the Galaxy Buds Plus and Buds Live's IPX2 rating. The Buds Pro should offer 8 hours of battery life with the earbuds alone and a total of 28 hours with the case. Talk time figures stand at 4.5 hours with the earbuds and up to 15 hours with the case. Other features include Bluetooth 5.1, multi-point connection, fast pairing, USB Type-C port, fast charging and wireless charging. They cost $199, and there's a high chance that these might be bundled along with the S21 Ultra for free or the S21 and S21 Plus for a discount. They may also get Find My Earbuds feature that uses SmartThings Find from Samsung. Speaking of SmartThings Find, the design of the smart tag that Samsung will introduce has been leaked along with the price. So the Smart Tag uses a rounded rectangular design and comes in two colors, black and white. There's a circular button in the middle and a lanyard hole towards the corner. The button can be pressed to find the connected smartphone, while the onboard buzzer can be activated from the smartphone to find the tracker as well as the item that is attached to the tracker. It uses Bluetooth 5.1 low energy and gets power from a replaceable coin cell. Sadly, it doesn't get GPS or even ultra-wideband technology that a lot of fans were expecting, and to be honest, I think it should have got UWB, which would have improved its use cases. Anyway, these will be sold for 15 euros each. So that is all the latest Samsung news. The company is making some bold moves with the S21 series, so do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching. Also, don't forget to smash the like button if you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Till then, bye bye and stay safe.